CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Well, good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. We begin tonight in Kapuskasing, where hundreds of people gathered to rally against the idling of Cap paper. Close to 300 employees have been given temporary layoff notices, while northern politicians call on upper levels of government for support. CTV's Lydia Chubak starts us off tonight.
For over 100 years, this paper mill has been a cornerstone in Kapuskasing, but its future is uncertain. Owned by shareholders and run by a board of directors, the decision to idle operations came Monday, and people are scared.
We all received temporary layoffs, indefinite layoffs.
Luc Paquette is the president of Unifor Local 256, which represents about 70 of Cap Paper's 275 employees.
This came very suddenly, and members are devastated. Everyone's got a brother, a sister, a father, a mother working here. Everyone's got a relationship to this mill, and we're here for each other.
And together, we will keep fighting.
A one-hour rally took place outside of Cap Paper today. Participants hope federal and provincial leaders hear their cries. Today's rally drew hundreds of people, including employees from Cap Paper, children out of school, and mayors from out of town, all standing together to tell the Premier and the Prime Minister they will be on their doorsteps next if a concrete solution isn't found as soon as possible. Mayor Dave Plourde is also a Cap Paper board member. He says there's no more money left to operate Cap Paper or to pay employees. He's asking the federal and provincial governments to invest in Northern Ontario's forestry sector.
I think, quite honestly, the forest sector has been taken for granted for far too long. I think, just to reach out for a Goma Steel, $500 million invested, and on the same day we're announcing idling. I find that, I don't know if I want to call it ironic, but it doesn't make any sense.
The province of Ontario was working for a biomass plant here, or cogen, that would have took all the biomass. It was a long-term deal. It was there. It was supported all the way to last Friday. Last Friday, Ford government pulled the rug right under him and said, no, this is not our vision anymore.
It's unfathomable to me that when we're looking for economic diversity, when we're looking for a way to break away and create economic sovereignty, it's right at our feet. It's here in the forest industry. So now's not the time to divest from grassroots Canada. Now's the time to invest in these people, invest in the industry, and help us get a plan forward to create the future of this country.
With the idling of Cap Paper, Green First sawmills in the region, including Cochrane, Kapuskasing, and Hearst, will also curtail operations next week. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Kapuskasing.
The Indigenous police chiefs of Ontario filed a human rights complaint against the federal government in March 2023. Under the tripartite agreement, Indigenous police services are permitted to have specialized units, but they say they are underfunded. The UCCM Anishinaabe police chief argues that they are not receiving the same amount of support as municipal policing, making it harder to target specific crimes without dedicated task forces. Regardless, UCCM Anishinaabe police are in the process of creating a drug task force, but there have been barriers in seeing this come to fruition.
That it was an impossibility for me to give our communities what we need with those amount of numbers. There's no way that I can take more officers off the road, create drug units, crime units that can respond properly in major case management, MCM legislation, to ensure that investigations are done properly and according to laws and legislation.
Colleen says they're still waiting for negotiations to begin. In the meantime, First Nations police, OPP, and community leaders unveiled several billboards today aimed at drug prevention. CTV's Madison Merrier reports.
The sign that you see here is not just words on a billboard. It is a teaching. It is also a promise that we protect our next generations and support our families and stand together in unity.
This billboard is one of the many that have been added to the route into Manitoulin District to stop drug trafficking and other illegal activities.
What we're doing here today is celebrating the collaboration between the Island First Nation leadership and the police services in an effort to combat the illegal activity of drugs and addictions on Manitoulin Island.
OPP and First Nation police are united and share the same messaging surrounding illegal drugs.
We were all meeting as a collective, Manitoulin Island Police Services and leadership, our Gimas, our chiefs of the territories. And what it was for was to make sure everybody knows that we're unified and you have strength in unity.
It's a very simple message, right? And the message is this: no drugs. We don't want this here any longer. It's devastating our communities. And no drugs encompasses everything. It encompasses drug traffickers, organized crime, human trafficking, and there's a lot of residual crimes that come from that.
The police hope these billboards will aid in the prevention of drugs and show that they are aware and watching.
It's imported crime that's coming to Manitoulin Island. So the couriers, the mules, and the traffickers we know are coming from the Greater Toronto Region by and large.
The unveiling was attended by many to show unity in the face of illicit substances.
This very unpleasant thing that's happening in our communities, and it's not just in the Native communities, this is all over. So when we pray for the whole universe.
At the bottom of the billboard shows the 7 First Nation territories united by a braid of sweetgrass, representing them standing together in unison against the crisis. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Manitoulin Island.
A precedent-setting sentencing in North Bay where a man found guilty of hate crimes for anti-Semitic propaganda will receive jail time. 51-year-old Kenneth Paulin was charged in June after a 7-month investigation by North Bay police. He faces charges of the willful promotion of hate against Jewish people and the willful promotion of anti-Semitism by condoning, denying, or downplaying the Holocaust. During the court case, the Toronto-based Friends of Simon Wiesenthal's Centre for Holocaust Studies provided an impact statement saying the online content spread hatred, repeated false conspiracy theories, and denied atrocities. It's the first time in Canada someone has received jail time for denying the Holocaust.
Holocaust denial is not just offensive, it's not just ignorant, it is hate speech, and it fuels anti-Semitism. The ruling shows the Jewish community and all Canadians that there are real consequences to spreading hate. So we welcome the ruling, and we're very thankful to the North Bay Police and to the Crown for working hard on this case.
Last month, Paulin was sentenced to 9 months behind bars and 2 years probation. Minimum wage is increasing in some provinces today, including here in Ontario. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has more tonight from the Sioux.
Minimum wage workers in Ontario will see their pay rates go from $17.20 per hour to $17.60. Ontario is one of 5 provinces making the change to start October. The increase is tied to the Consumer Price Index, something that officials with the Ontario Living Wage Network say doesn't adequately consider the factors that have Ontarians needing higher wages.
It looks at consumables that a household would have to face. We, on the other hand, with our living wage, we look at big items like shelter costs, the rental of an apartment, food and transportation and childcare.
Pickthorn says Ontario workers, focusing on those in the north, are still a long ways off from being paid what the network deems is fair.
We calculate the living wage to be $20.30. That means you're on average at $115 a week short of being able to make ends meet.
The longing for higher wages is something young people in the Sioux are familiar with.
I feel like 40 cents is not that much of a difference, and like minimum wage working, like as a student too, like I gotta buy food, I gotta buy transportation stuff. 40 cents is really nothing.
They should definitely up it, maybe a little more than that. It might benefit people, it might make it easier on people, and maybe it wouldn't be so much addicts. It's stressful.
The Sioux's Downtown Association doesn't include many minimum wage employers, but those offering competitive wages say it will impact them too.
A little bit of disgruntled attitude towards it because, 40 cents, maybe not a lot, but if you have a large staff complement that can bite a little bit, plus you have to think about having competitive wages. So if you were already paying staff over minimum wage, you're going to have to increase your wages as well.
Pickthorn says the network has seen a slowdown in Northern Ontario businesses pledging that they will pay the living wage. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
World-renowned conservationist, zoologist, and chimpanzee expert Jane Goodall has passed away. Goodall, who had a special relationship with Sudbury, visited the Northern Ontario city several times in recent years. She became a champion of its regreening efforts and praised its leaders for their environmental efforts. In 2022, she visited Bell Park to help plant Sudbury's 10 millionth tree alongside the Prime Minister. She also partnered with Science North on 2 documentaries.
We humans are not exempt from the extinction of species. We're in the 6th great extinction now. And if we don't get together and try and do something to make a difference, then we're doomed.
Jane Goodall was 91 years old, a remarkable woman. She will be missed. Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. For now, a look at the current conditions, and we've got some clear skies, lots of 7s and around the region. 11 degrees in Sault Ste. Marie. You are the hot spot. A little bit of cloud cover in Parry Sound. 8 degrees in Kapuskasing, 7 in Timmins, 7 in the Tri-Cities. We'll have details coming up in a moment.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
The great weather continues in northeastern Ontario. No threat of rain for at least a couple of days or so. Maybe the chance of showers. We'll get into that and a lot more. As you can see, forecast radar early Friday morning. Some of that precipitation, anywhere from 30 to 40 to even 50% chance of showers during the day. But we'll deal with that perhaps on Friday. Sudbury Nickel Belt for tomorrow. We've got sunshine at 19, 24 sun and cloud Friday, Saturday sun and cloud 26, 26 Sunday sunshine. Here we go, Monday chance of showers at 24, back to the sun and cloud Tuesday 16. So we get a reprieve on Tuesday after that day of, well, at least a chance of showers. We'll see what plays down at 40% in a couple of days. Meanwhile, in Sault Ste. Marie and Algoma, sunshine tomorrow 21, chance of showers 40% on Friday, 21, 25, 24 Saturday, Sunday. Here we go again, Monday, chance of showers at 16 on the cool down, only 12 Tuesday with the sun and cloud. Let's have a peek now at Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. We've got sunshine to start off matters tomorrow at 22. Chance of showers for 2 consecutive days. I would prefer the risk at 60%, a greater chance here. 25 both days. Sun and cloud on Sunday at 28, dropping down to 21 Monday with a chance of showers. And Tuesday only 14. Big drop from Sunday's temperature to Tuesday by 14 degrees, sun and cloud. It'll be cool even at night with a reading of -1. Now, Timiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, sunshine tomorrow at 20, chance of showers Friday at 23, 25 Saturday, sunshine Sunday at 27, then the cool down Monday, chance of showers only 22, and 13 Tuesday, sun and cloud, and that is normal for this time of the year, so keep an eye on that, and only 1 and -2 overnight lows next Tuesday and Wednesday. Meanwhile, North Bay, West Nipissing, sunshine tomorrow 19, sun and cloud Friday at 23, more sun and cloud Saturday 26, sunny skies Sunday 26. That area is on a roll as far as sunshine is concerned. Just like Sudbury, Monday chance of showers 24, 16 Tuesday, and again just a shade above normal with the sun and clouds. So going to be an interesting couple of days, Ian, at least for Greater Sudbury, in which you and I both live in. We've got sunshine up until the chance of showers on Monday, so let's keep our fingers crossed on that. Back to you.
I'm crossing everything. Thanks, Rick. Well, a homeless woman in Sudbury is submitting a petition to City Council to open the Samaritan Center 24/7 as a drop-in warming center open for October. Right now, when agencies close, there are no overnight services outside of the shelters. CTV's Alana Everson reports.
Ashley Dawn has been homeless for 3 months, but has secured a place for November 1st. She started Movements for Purpose over a month ago. She says it's a group to speak up about gaps in the system for the homeless and vulnerable.
So my concern is we are below 5 degrees at night already, and we're only October 1st. Usually after Thanksgiving, we go below 0 at night. So that's very crucial for people along the way. Transpiring, sleeping outdoors, right? Where are we going to sleep? So some people don't go to the shelters. Maybe there's not beds available. Usually they're quite full.
She started a petition asking the city to open the Samaritan Center as a 24/7 drop-in warming center beginning October 1st to give people living outdoors a place to go as the temperatures drop.
So the biggest gap is most people are on the street. We are not able to be at the bus depot. We're not able to be at Tim Hortons to even enjoy our coffee as a paying customer. We don't have anywhere to be. We're limited. We're limited based off of the shelters as well. Unfortunately, most of them close in the morning at 9 a.m. and they don't reopen until 9 p.m.
Ashley Dawn came to City Hall to present the petition, but was told she must do that through her city councillor. Since she is homeless, she used the address of the Samaritan Center to contact a councillor. The city says a report going to council next week recommends the approval of daytime, weekend, and overnight drop-in warming centers at the Samaritan Center and Energy Court, as well as extended hours at the off-the-street emergency shelter, all beginning November 1st. The proposal from the Samaritan Center to the city to extend its hours pitched an October 1st start, but city staff are recommending November 1st to meet the proposed budget for the program. Data from the city shows the number of people living in encampments continues to steadily increase. Numbers from June show 200 people are living outdoors across 34 encampment sites. Alana Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
The first female Speaker of Ontario's Legislative Assembly, Donna Skelly, was in Sudbury today, visiting schools she once attended. CTV's Lindsay Alick reports.
Donna Skelly grew up in Campbell and attended Marymount College. She says visiting her alma mater is part of her initiative to bring Parliament to Northern and rural Ontario.
I think it's really important. Politics goes beyond the MPP, the elected official. There are so many roles that are exciting and so many opportunities for young people, such as the PAGE program, the Parliament, the mock parliaments that we have at Queen's Park. But there are also jobs in the future. We have Queen's Park reporters, we have clerks, security, people working for MPPs.
One of the highlights of the visit was a mock debate where Speaker Skelly presided, allowing students to experience firsthand what it's like to participate in parliamentary proceedings. Students debated a 5-day school week over a 4-day school week. Mia Dufresne, a grade 11 student, was one of those students.
It was very interesting. I didn't know that we hadn't had a woman as the speaker in 158 years. And so learning about that was really cool and eye-opening. And learning about her experience as a Regal was awesome.
Tammy Utila is a grade 8 English teacher at the school, and as a former Regal herself, she says it was inspiring to hear that Skelly had been unsuccessful in 2 elections but didn't give up.
I think the biggest message that she delivered was don't be afraid to try new things and to fail, because out of that failure will come success, and to work hard and to also sort of reach out for any goal that you have that's possible.
My priority is what I'm doing here today, reaching out to people across Ontario, beginning with my hometown. I grew up in Sudbury, I'm from the north, and I want people from the north to feel that Queen's Park is as much their place as it is anyone else's.
Speaker Skelly also met with students at C.R. Judd Public School in Campbell during her visit on Wednesday. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
It's Wednesday, and every Wednesday we chat with a mayor from our region. Earlier tonight, I spoke with Billings Mayor Brian Barker about Bridal Veil Falls. Here's part of that conversation.
We did, as you know, council was divided on whether to allow swimming or disallow swimming. We decided to go the educational route. We still did see some abuse this summer. We had some reports from people that were down in the falls, but we're going to have another, let staff do a little bit more research and to see to what extent, and if we have to make changes, we will make changes.
Yeah, I mean, the situation, I mean, everyone seemed, I mean, I had people contacting me that I know from Windsor asking me questions about it. I mean, it's a beloved tourist spot. Right. I mean, you guys weren't talking about this to be malicious or anything. This was about protecting that beautiful piece of area, wasn't it?
Bridal Veil Falls is probably one of, if not the most visited tourist attractions on Manitoulin Island. And part of our strategic plan is to protect our green spaces, and you know, we're very environmentally focused, and it's a big part of our strategic plan. Certainly not to prohibit people. We get it. We understand why people like to swim down there. Everybody likes to swim in a waterfall, but we just ask people to be respectful of the environment. There's the ecosystem down there is unique. We have a lot of fish spawning and the ripple effect from that environment. We just ask people to be respectful of the environment and enjoy it. We love our tourists. They're a big part of our economy. We like to see people down there, but we just like people to be respectful.
And our thanks to Mayor Barker. That full conversation is up on our website at CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. Next week, we'll sit down with Mayor Beverly Nantel from Duberville. Meanwhile, there is a new expense policy in place in North Bay. After scrutiny of Mayor Peter Jericho's use of his corporate credit card, council debated new policy options. With the investigation still ongoing, some councillors felt it was too soon to make a decision, arguing that they couldn't fix what was wrong in the policy until they knew what was wrong with it. Councillor Tanya Vraybosch, who has been leading the fight for transparency, countered the amendments could be made at a later date, and the new policy was passed almost unanimously. Still ahead tonight on CTV News. Today was National Seniors Day. Did you celebrate? I know quite a few people got together at Sudbury's Caruso Club. We'll show you firsthand after the break. It was a celebration of older adults in Sudbury today to mark National Seniors Day. The annual Healthy Aging Fair brought together dozens of organizations. CTV's Amanda Hicks reports.
Hundreds turned out for the annual Healthy Aging Fair at the Caruso Club in Sudbury, an event that's been held for over a decade in honor of National Seniors Day.
We didn't know any of the support groups that they have here, but it's very interesting.
We've come in previous years, lots of good stuff.
Hosted by the City of Greater Sudbury's Older Adult Advisory Panel, representatives from more than 60 organizations were on hand, ready to address concerns about everything from healthcare to housing.
Some concerns that we're hearing from older adults is it ranges from attachment to primary care teams for those who don't have a primary care provider. So it's something our organization is working hard to address. Transportation is a challenge as well, so we know that the community has some things in the works for that.
I think older adults in general can become isolated as social activities become more difficult, but I think especially with queer populations who spend a lot of time isolating and being in the closet, they're even more impacted.
According to Statistics Canada, older adults make up 20% of Sudbury's population, higher than the national average. With that in mind, the city says events like this are important to ensure resources are accessible and easy to find.
Not only is it good for the community, but it's good for the agencies because then they connect so they're able to navigate, because sometimes you might be the door that's open for one older adult, but then you can say, oh, well, I learned at the fair.
Some attendees were divided on if there are enough available supports for older adults in the city.
For the whole of Sudbury, there is so much information, and it's very good.
That they are here and that they are reaching out to seniors, and seniors are coming here. That's a great start. But do we have enough? No, we never have enough.
But many say this event is a step in the right direction. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
Finally tonight, a long-running fundraiser by a Sudbury high school is marking 30 years this year, helping to raise money for pediatric cancer care. Lockerbie Composite School launched this year's Kids Caring for Kids Cancer Drive with its annual pep rally, encouraging students to sign up. Later this month, teams will canvass door-to-door across the city, collecting donations. The event was started by the late Laura Catesta. In almost 3 decades, Lockerbie has helped raise $1.1 million for pediatric cancer care at the Northeast Cancer Center.
The kids just get more enthusiastic and more enthusiastic, and I would imagine that if this enthusiasm keeps on the way that it is in this school and in our community, we're going to be here for a long time.
She has definitely left a big impact. Everyone has heard her story, and I think there's so many more people that can hear about it. We've been able to meet Pina, we've been able to hear her stories, and yeah, her legacy really does carry on throughout this high school.
We could see that we can make an impact as teenagers. There's not always a lot you can do as a teenager, but this is something that we could do to help our own community and kids.
Lockerbie students will be out collecting donations October 30th from 5 p.m. until 9. Way to go. That takes us to the end of our newscast this Wednesday night. For the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, CTVNewsNorthernOntario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. Thanks for watching. Good night.